Did you ever wake up in the middle of the night and wondered, oh my goodness, why is New Zealand called New Zealand? Could it have something to do with those strangely tall Dutch people you've heard about? Hi, I'm Paul, and I pronounce Dutch words and names the way a Dutchman would pronounce them. A couple of days ago, I introduced you to a strange character by the name of Abel Tasman. He was a Dutch naval captain, an explorer, a seafarer, and his job was to discover new lands and new trade routes. And in 1642, he is credited to be the first European to ever set eyes on an island we now know as Tasmania. His last name was Tasman. Tas means purse, by the way, so he's the guy of the purse, Tasman. And in his honor, that island was called Tasmania. So in 1642 that happened, but he went on to discover more. Yes, but wait, there is more. He also was the first European credited to set eyes on New Zealand, but he didn't call it New Zealand, just as he didn't call Tasmania either. He called it Statenland when he saw the island group of New Zealand. Statenland, because he thought it was connected to a landmass in South America called Statenland. He was mistaken. The cartographers realized his mistake and said, we have to rename this place. Let's rename it after something that we know from home, just like New York was named after York in the UK, and New Amsterdam was named after Amsterdam in the Netherlands. They said, you know what? Since it was a Dutch guy who explored these waters and set eyes on this island group for the very first time in European history, we have to name it in honor of his home country. And they chose the province of Zeeland. Zee means sea, land means land, so it's Sealand. And since New Zealand was made up of a couple of islands, and Zeeland is also made up of a couple of peninsulas, that name kind of seemed to be fitting for that place. So New Zealand, they called it New Zealand. That's how the Dutch people still call it today. Then Captain James Cook, the famous Captain James Cook, arrived in 1769. He explored the islands and decided to keep the Dutch name but anglicize it, so New Zealand became New Zealand. That's how New Zealand got its name, thanks to one Dutch explorer named Abel Tasman. Have a great day. Tot ziens. Bye-bye.